All right, look, I don't know if y'all out there know who little Johnny is, but I grew up with this motherfucker. He was bad. Bad kid, man. He's not somebody you want your kids hanging around, right? He's always getting into some kind of shit or another, right? So one day, little Johnny's at the top of the hill up by his house, and he's got one of those red wagons. Now, you know when you were a kid and you had the red wagon, you could flip the handle around and steer and kind of, guide the wagon as you rode in it. Well, this is what little Johnny was doing. He coming down the hill in his wagon with the handle turned backwards. And at the bottom of the hill, there's a preacher man working in the yard. So little Johnny comes flying down the hill. Wheel comes flying off. Johnny goes, "Man, you piece of shit, god damn." That preacher says, "Son, if you say God bless it, that won't happen." Johnny said, "Man, shut up. Just keep gardening over there. Leave me alone. I'm busy." So he drags the wagon back up to the top of the hill, puts the wheel on it, comes flying down the hill again. Yeah, 2 wheels pop off. He starts grinding on the pavement. He's like, "You fucking piece of shit, god damn." The preacher says, "Son, if you say God bless it, that won't happen." Johnny said, "Man, shut the fuck up. I'm busy. Shut up. Just keep gardening." So he puts the wheels on and he drags the wagon back to the top of the hill, right? So he coming down the hill again. This time all 4 wheels pop off. Boom. Sparks flying everywhere and shit. He's like, "Man, motherfucking goddamn this fucking wagon." The preacher's like, "Son, I told you if you say God bless it, that won't happen." Johnny said, "Well, God bless it then." The wheels jump up, pop on the wagon. Preacher goes, "God." One day, little Johnny was sitting on his porch, right? And he noticed the chain gang come by out there by the road. The prisoners picking up trash and stuff. So Johnny's like, "Hey, Mama, I'm going to go hang out with the prisoners." She's like, "No, Johnny, you can't hang out with the prisoners. Them guys are bad. You need to stay on the porch." Johnny's like, "I ain't going to talk to him. I won't even get close. I'm just going to go down there and look." She said, okay, whatever, Johnny. Just, be safe. Come home for lunch." So Johnny comes back in for lunch and he's like, "Look, Mom, I'm going to eat lunch with the prisoners." She's like, "I told you not to talk to the prisoners. They bad news." He said, "No, man, they're cool guys, man. Ain't nothing wrong with them dudes." He said, "I'm going to eat with them." She goes, "Well, they ain't got but enough food for them. They come and they brought it from the prison." He's like, "No, it's fine, Mom. They said they got enough sandwiches. Everything's going to be all right." She's like, "All right, but be home in time for dinner." And so about 4 or 5 hours later, Johnny comes strolling back up on the porch. She goes, "Well, Johnny, what'd you learn from the prisoners today?" He said, "I learned about making billfolds, making parole, and tricking boys at their assholes." And she goes, "Johnny, what the hell did you just say? Get up in your room when your daddy comes home and tell him what you said." He said, "If you do, I'll shank you in your sleep, bitch." All right, little Johnny's teacher, she asked the class, she says, "Class, who can come up with a sentence using the word fascinate?" So this little girl raised her hand. She goes, "Yes, Susie." Little Susie goes, "Walt Disney World is fascinating." The teacher said, No, I ain't say fascinating. I said fascinate." So the next little girl raises her hand and she says, "Yes, Mary. What is your sentence?" She said, "The sea is full of fascination." She said, No, I ain't say fascination. I said fascinate." So little Johnny raises his hand. She goes, "All right, little Johnny, can you come up with a sentence using the word fascinate?" He goes, "Yeah. My mama has a shirt with 10 buttons, but her boobs are so big she can only fascinate." All right, little Johnny's in Sunday school, right? This is the worst place in the world for little Johnny to be, but whatever. I guess his mama forced him to go. So the Sunday school teacher was a little concerned that the children might not understand about Jesus, right? So he asked the kids, he says, "Children, where is Jesus now?" The first little boy said, "Jesus is in heaven." The next little girl said, "Jesus is in my heart." Little Johnny goes, "Jesus is in my bathroom." The Sunday school teacher said, "What you mean Jesus is in your bathroom?" He said, "Well, every morning my dad gets up, bangs on the bathroom door, he goes, 'Jesus Christ, are you still in there?'" All right, so one day little Johnny's teacher told the class, she said, "I want all of y'all to go home and think of a story with a moral. Come back tomorrow and we're going to tell the story." And so the next day, the teacher comes to class and she's like, "Okay, little Susie, do you have a story with a moral?" And Susie goes, "Yeah." every Sunday, my dad's a farmer, said every Sunday we take the eggs down to the market to sell them. She said, but last Sunday, we put all the eggs in the back of the truck, and on the way to the market, we hit a bump, and the eggs flew out and busted all over the road. And the teacher goes, so what's the moral of the story? She said, well, the moral is you don't keep all your eggs in one basket. She's like, okay, that's a good moral, whatever. Next. So next little girl, she said, well, I got a story too. My dad's a farmer, and every Sunday we take eggs to the incubator to hatch. She said, but last week we took 12 eggs and only 8 of them hatched. And the teacher goes, oh, well, that's interesting. So what's the moral of the story? Obviously. The little girl says, well, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Right? So now it's little Johnny's turn. And he goes, I got a story with a moral. He said, my Uncle Ted was a fighter pilot in Vietnam. And one time he got shot down over enemy territory. He parachuted out of the plane. All he had was a flask of whiskey, a machine gun, and a knife. So on the way down, he drinks the flask of whiskey. Well, he lands in the middle of 100 Vietnamese soldiers. So he kills 70 of them with the machine gun. He kills 20 of them with a knife before it breaks. And then he killed the last 10 with his bare hands. And the teacher looked puzzled, and she goes, okay, Johnny, so what's the moral of the story? He said, you don't fuck with my Uncle Ted when he's drunk. One day, little Johnny's sitting in class, and the teacher is going through the alphabet. And so the teacher's like, class, who can come up with a word that starts with A? Little Johnny raises his hand. She goes, She says to herself, I ain't calling on little Johnny, I know better. He's going to say asshole or something. So, Susie, what word can you think of that starts with an A? Little Susie goes, apple, starts with an A. Teacher's like, very good, very good. Who can think of a word that starts with a B? Little Johnny says, she goes, oh, no. Little Johnny's going to say bastard or something. I ain't going to call on him. So, Chad, what word starts with a B? He goes, banana starts with a B. She's like, very good, very good. So she proceeds through the alphabet, C, D, E, all the way until she gets to R. Every single letter, Johnny's going, me. But she's not calling on him because she knows better. So when she gets to R, though, little Johnny's over there going, me. She's like, well, I can't think of nothing derogatory that starts with R. So, all right, little Johnny, what word starts with an R? He goes, rat. She goes, rat. He said, yeah, you know those motherfuckers about this law with the guy.